Welcome to Racing to Win, something a little different on the show for the weekend edition. We raced at Sha Tin on Wednesday night, so it's one of the rare Sunday meetings at Happy Valley. Joined on the panel today by Paul Luddy and Tom Wood. And Tom, these day meetings at Happy Valley, always a little bit of fun.
They certainly are. We've got plenty of good races coming up through the course of the afternoon. Good to see Happy Valley in the daylight as well, with the main race, Class 2, 1200 metres. Casper Fownes looks like he's got some strong chances through the day, and a simulcast race to boot. Tenno
show coming out of Japan. There will be an HKIR angle for that too, so well worth seeing throughout the middle of the afternoon. But there's jackpots for local punters too, Paul.
Yeah, really good ones too. In the triple trio, 10.1 million jackpot there, so really good one there. Should get up over 18 million, and 2.6 also going into the 6-up win bonus. So two really good jackpots, and look, the races look quite even throughout the card, don't they?
They do indeed. We're going to focus on the last couple, but we'll get to that shortly. Firstly, we've got a withdrawal. Race 4, number 7, Painter not going around. He has been replaced by Ballistic Man, who'll be ridden by Luke Curry. All right, so it's Happy Valley Sunday, and these are the meeting details for the 10 races. We are on the C course. The city circuit will look just like that tomorrow. First race, earlier start 12:45 with that simulcast that Tom mentioned, so we go through until 5:50. We'll focus on the Class 2 1200 and the Class 3 over the 1200 metres as well. The Guangzhou Handicap is race number 9, Class 2 1200. We've got Campione at the top of the book. Matthew Poon takes 2 off from barrier 12. Harmony and Rich has won 4 at Happy Valley. Majestic Star big on the all-weather last time. Silver Fig missed the start on the all-weather last time. He's got his best form on the all-weather. The Rock coming back in trip, never raced over 6 furlongs before. Buddies makes his debut for Jamie Richards. The hood off, blinkers and tongue tie are on. Astrologer, his win was second up. It was huge and the odds were huge as well. And Pinghai Galaxy comes to Class 2 for the first time. So with horses like Buddies in the race, Tom, you'd imagine he will go forward off a good to fast tempo. Yeah, it should be pretty strong, the pace in this race here. Harmony and Rich, he can certainly fly along. Campione's got barrier number 12. That's far from ideal on the C course over 1200 metres. Rewarding together, Paul. He had a tough run last time out, but ends up landing in what looks to be a pretty good spot.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to get a nice run along with Pinghai Galaxy. Grateful Heart should get a nice run. I thought just Buddies might do it a bit tough from his wide draw. Keep you warm. If he pushes on, he's going to get a wide run as well, I think. And we know Silver Fig and the Rock. This is a lot shorter than the Rock's distance, so he'll go back as well.
All right, so that much pace in the race that Buddies might be struggling out there 3 wide with some cover. C course, Tom. Now we know the C+3, the inside gates have a great record. Barrier 2's an anomaly here, only 7 wins from 86 starters.
A lot of placings, though, for that particular gate, and this week it's Majestic Star who's got barrier number 2, but those inside draws are crucial, Paul, especially on the C course over the 1200 metres, and that's going to make it really tough for horses like Campione, who are going to have to burn early.
They are, aren't they? And especially with all that pace underneath them as well. So, look, he's going to do it tough, I think.
All right, so there's the C-course stats for the 1200 metres. Nick Child was out at Sha Tin yesterday morning. Majestic Star, massive last time, and his rider again is Harry Bentley.
Harry, Majestic Star was rather impressive winner last time out, albeit on a different surface and at a different track, coming back to the Valley on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. He was mightily impressive on the all-weather last time, and he comes here in really good form.
Handicap has put him up a fair bit. He's gone up £11 for that.
Yeah, I mean, he was always going to get punished for a win like that, but he's a very big horse, and I don't see carrying extra weight is going to be too much of a problem for the likes of him.
He's in gate number 2. Now, I guess on this C course at Happy Valley, that's always a bonus as well.
Yeah, it is. I'm delighted with the draw I've got. There looks to be plenty of pace in the race, which is going to help, and should get a nice sit behind the pace.
It's quite possible, Harry, that he could well confirm form with a number of these rivals. I mean, Campione was one that obviously disappointed behind him last time out. I mean, you look to hold the ace card in this race with this fellow, don't you? Yeah,
he does. I mean, Campione is obviously a natural contender in the race, but he's got a very wide draw in 12, so it's going to make life difficult for him. But yeah, I still think he's got room for improvement, this horse. He's doing everything right. Very happy with his track work, and as I mentioned before, he's coming into the race in fine form.
I know you've never ridden him at Happy Valley, but is the general feel perhaps from his connections that he's a better horse here? I mean, he has won a couple.
He has, yeah. I mean, he's a very well-balanced horse, and the tight bends certainly don't bother him at all. So, I think the track seems to suit him.
Harry Bentley there riding Majestic Star. A few replays to look at here, Paul, and we are going to start with the Rock. Now, this is his win back on the 15th of May. It was over at Sha-Tin. There he is in the familiar blue and white colours.
Yeah, and he did win this race really nice at the back end of last season. There was a bit of rain around here as well. We came to the outside, won it well. This was over 1,600 metres though. He's sort of starting off here at 1,200. So, look, I'm not going to include him over the shorter trip.
No, I haven't got him in. He's drawn barrier number 9, but just sometimes you do see these horses that are in a fresh up condition that, like a trip of 14, 16, 1,800 metres, come out and perform well fresh. And his trial up at Chungfa, I thought, was handy enough. Won that by 2 3/4 lengths, but he's facing a pretty hot field here.
Funny you should mention that trial, Tom, because here it is right now. There he is on the outside. It's interesting to note, he's never actually raced over 1,200 metres before.
No, first time anywhere for him over the 1,200 metres. And he stretched out really quite well, I thought, over the late stages here of this trial, down the back straight at Chungfa. But he was dominant last time out, but that was different to what he strikes here for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he has won fresh up over 14 in the past, but 14, 16, 150, I just think this is a stepping stone for him.
All right, so that's up at Chungfa down the back straight. He gets away to score. It will be Vincent Ho riding for Casper Founds. He has won first up in the past. We move on now to Family Folks. Paul, there he is in the yellow colours in behind. He has raced over the 1,200 metres and especially well over the 1,200 metres at Happy Valley.
Yeah, he has. And look, he's a horse that does like the distance. The query with me for him, though, unfortunately, is the draw. He's drawn barrier number 10, so he just might have to work a little bit to get into the right place for him.
Yeah, I didn't want to totally rule him out, but I think sort of that draw does rule him out a little bit here from this trip of 1,200 metres with a wide gate. Did win well, and he fought on pretty well in a good race here at Sha-Tin behind Fantastic Way. I'm a Single Man and Co. So he wasn't disgraced there by any stretch. And
he will love the surface, which his best mate Antoine Hamlin on board as well. Pinghai Galaxy, Tom, is a last winner. Easy horse to spot. He's the grey there on the inside. He comes up to Class 2 for the first time.
And he's coming in here with this nice lightweight of 117 pounds and a good draw, and he went on to win this nicely over Seizing the Moment. Had to ride for a little bit of luck at one point at Alexi, but looked good in doing so, Paul.
He did. He won nicely, didn't he? He's drawn nicely in barrier number 3, so look, he's going to go in for me. Pinghai Galaxy, he looked good in winning that.
He's been back to the trials too, Paul, and looking right throughout his career, he's a horse that John Size gives plenty of trials to, so he must be a very good doer, and John likes to keep the legs ticking over, and here is the trial down the straight at Sha-Tin.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think the evidence of that is he's actually put on 13 pounds, so he's obviously a good eater. He's done well out of that race. And John's given him this trial in the meantime. He only went up 5 points for that win, so that's why he comes in at the bottom here at Class 2.
And he has been trialling well and racing well, so I think he's certainly the horse to definitely include here, especially with the draw. He's going to end up with a perfect run mark.
And there is his report card, Tom.
Yep, certainly is. 4 wins from his 25 first starts. He's had just the 2 runs this season for that win we saw a moment ago, and clearly loves Happy Valley and enjoys the 12 or the 1,000 metres, Paul.
He does. He does well over both, doesn't he? Look, he hasn't put 2 together in the past. That's just a little query, but it was a strong win from him last time, and Alexi aboard here.
We've got a newcomer to the Jamie Richards stable to look at next, and it's a Happy Valley trial for Buddies, a horse that we've seen plenty of times. He's had 40 starts, in fact. Been to Happy Valley a couple of times for races, Paul. He's won over the 1650. You've got him doing some work out there 3 wide on the speed map. He is a pace horse, but there is an abundance of pace in this race. Yeah,
he normally leads over 1,400 comfortably, but this is 1,200 with a lot of pace underneath him. He's drawn barrier number 11. He's put on 42 pounds. The blinkers and tongue tie will go on him, so I'm happy to watch.
Of course, his last win was in the Group 3 Celebration Cup at the beginning of last season, and he has won at Happy Valley in Class 2 company before, but it was over the 1,650 metres, and barrier 11, I think, rules him out.
And finally, Tom, here is Astrologer. This is a similar position to where he won second up, although it was a night meeting, at triple figure odds. It was a terrific win, and he certainly went on with it after that.
He did. He certainly did. He's won now 3 of his 9 starts, and he was at the back in this trial, and I thought made good enough ground on the inside, and it certainly interests me, Paul, coming back to Happy Valley 1,200 metres, but the draws are a little iffy, I thought.
Yeah, I'll put him in on a minor line, Astrologer, because he is a nice horse. The query with me as well is just his body weight as well. He put on a lot of weight before his last run when he ran 6, and he hasn't lost too much of it. So I just wonder if he's cherry ripe going into this. But look, I've included him because he does run well second up.
It's a good field and he's going to get the pace to suit, so maybe with a swooper, are you, or one of those on-pace runners?
I'm going to go with the Rewarding Together, actually. I've got him on top. He's got barrier number 1. He should get that really nice run just in behind the pace, and the horse is going really well at the moment. A Grateful Heart, another horse that we know is a Happy Valley specialist. He's drawn well in barrier 4, so he should get a nice run as well. And then Astrologer and Pinghai Galaxy we talked about. 9, 5, 10 and 12.
9, 12 and 3 Mile, your top 3 numbers for the main event at Happy Valley. Rewarding Together should get all favours, I think, from barrier number 1. He's got a very good second-up record. He's won 4 times second-up, placed a few occasions as well, and he's definitely better suited here to Happy Valley. And with the draw over the 1,200 metres, looks a big chance. Lightweight on Pinghai Galaxy's back. That's going to be a plus. It was a tough effort from Majestic Star last time out. He's in because he's a course and distance winner, and Astrologer as well. So 9, 12, 3 and 10.
And with Buddies joining the Jamie Richards stable, you can hear more from Jamie on this week's Hong Kong Direct. You'll find it on the website hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. Not only do we hear from Jamie, but there's going to be a new rider in town from early next month. Jai McNeil, Melbourne Cup winning jockey. With the Melbourne Cup on next Tuesday, it's fitting to have a Melbourne Cup rider joining us for a 3-month stint here in Hong Kong. hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. Enjoy Nick Child on this week's Hong Kong Direct. We'll take a break here on Racing to Win. Come back and have a look at race number 10 right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win Part 2 as we preview Happy Valley on Sunday. We've seen race number 9 before the break, so we move on now to the last, race number 10 over the 1,200 metres, and they line up this way. Power kept at the top of the bookie, race wide at his first start at Happy Valley. Street Scream, an extra £8 on that very smart last start win. Covefield placing was first up, but his second up record has seen him come back from the 1,400 to the 1,200. Magic Phoenix Blinkers first time. All Beauty has cheek pieces again. Winning Icy carries an extra £9 for his last start win. Mr Majestic, Happy Valley debut. Stradale was quick and away for Nigel Tiley in New Zealand. Won over the 1,200 at Pukekohe Park. And a Lucky Gold coming back in trip from the 1,400 metres of Sha Tin to the 1,200 metres of Happy Valley. We've got a good tempo here, Tom, on the speed map. Maybe not quite as quick as the previous race, and we know Flying Bonus charges to the lead.
Yeah, and he might set up a good strong tempo here for sure. His last one off 74. He's all the way down to 61 now, so he's very close to a class drop as well. And Victor Wong is riding Flying Bonus. Mr Majestic should get into a good spot, Paul, from his draw here. Mr Majestic, and then you've also got Stradale there, the newcomer with Magic Phoenix. Blinkers are on for the first time.
I think those 3 all come across together. They've all drawn wide, and there should be a little bit of a gap there where Flying Bonus sort of takes off in front. So I can see those 3 getting a nice enough run. Street Scream won't be far away. He'll get a good run. Power Cap and Cofield, I think they'll go towards the back.
All right, so that is a look at the speed map for the last race. One horse that comes into the race in absolutely wonderful form is Winning Icy, and his jockey is Luke Ferraris.
Luke Winning Icy has been in superb form. He'll go back to his favourite racecourse once again on Sunday. He must be looking forward to riding him.
Yeah, he's like you said, he's been in good form. He's obviously got the aid of a good draw, so hopefully he can continue that.
You say the good draw, of course, is one thing. The handicap has put him up another £9. I mean, the way he's been racing, it does look the type that might just be able to continue that trend.
Yeah, he's look. He looks like he's on the improve, and he's continuing to do that. His last win was impressive, and yeah, he looks like he's pretty good. So we'll see how it goes.
I guess from a viewer's perspective, obviously it looks impressive, but how did it feel in regards to the way he travelled, Luke, last time?
It was definitely much better than his first win of the season. He learnt a lot from his first run of this season, and travelled a lot better last time. So he's starting to do things better now, and continuing on that way, hopefully he can pick up another one.
It looks like a fairly competitive race. Obviously, Matthew Chadwick rides Street Scream, who's been in good form, and there's some nice horses in the race, but I guess you wouldn't want to swap yours for any of them, would you?
No, look, I've struck up a pretty good relationship with my horse, and like I said, he's got the good draw, and he's in great form, and Casper looks like he's got him going well, so it looks like he's in with a shout.
And that relationship with Casper Founds is obviously a fruitful one as well. I think you've only ridden for him maybe 8 times this season, but that's 3 winners.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good start to the season, and hopefully long may continue.
Luke Ferraris there. He's not an overly big horse Winning Icy, Paul, but it's hard enough to win 2 in Hong Kong, let alone 3 in a row, and he's aiming for 4 this week.
He's finished into a really nice horse, isn't he? He's unbeaten this season. He's 2 from 2. He's a nice 4-year-old. He's got a good draw. He's drawn nicely in Barrier 2. I think he can win again.
I think he can win again as well. And what's been key to a couple of his winning performances, I think, is that he's been able to jump cleanly and be up near the pace. Sometimes in the past he hadn't been able to do that. So he's really been able to ping out of the gate well and get in good positions, which has really helped him.
He's gone 123 when he won in Class 4, 133 and then 118 coming up in grade. So the 127, Tom, he should be able to cope with.
Yeah, it's a little bit of extra weight, but I think he can do that, especially from barrier number 2. If it was a wider gate this time round with the C course, I think it might be a different story.
We stay at Sha Tin on the replays now, Tom, and we've got Mr Majestic and Power Kep. He's had a start at Happy Valley since then. Had an excuse, he was trapped wide in that race. What about Mr Majestic coming to the city circuit?
Yeah, well, he was good first up at 13 to 1 and then went round at 10 to 1 here and didn't get all favours in the straight. He wasn't going to win, but he was held up in the run, and he comes to Happy Valley here for the first time without a trial, Paul.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Look, I'm going to give him a chance, though. I'm going to put him in because even though he's drawn 9, which looks tricky on paper, I just think with Lyle Hewitson aboard, he's going to be ridden positive and he can get himself into a nice position.
His wins in Australia over 1,000 metres at the Sunshine Coast and 1,200 at the Gold Coast. They're bigger sort of circuits, so it's hard to compare those track sizes to that of Happy Valley. Street Scream, Paul. If you can't knock Winning Icy's form, you certainly can't knock Street Scream's form at the moment.
No, he's got to go in, doesn't he? And what a great run from him. He won really nice. He didn't give any of these horses a chance. He's drawn ideally in barrier number 1. He should get a perfect run, and he's another one going well. He's won his last 2 in a row. He's on a hat-trick as well.
He is, and he did run some good races sort of right through last season without too much luck in some of those runs too, because he was caught wide, but he's drawn good gates recently. He had 9 when he won, and he was able to get into a good spot there, and then he had 3 last time out and drew right away from them.
Our next replay, Tom, is Compassion Spirit. Now, this is Sha Tin. He's going to love coming back to Happy Valley. 4-time course and distance winner, rating 49, 57, 59, 65. He's off 61 on Sunday.
Yeah, so he gets his chance here at the bottom of the handicap, 119 pounds coming back up in grade. And he was beaten here by Perfect Peach, but I thought he fought on pretty gamely here. Paul only here to late. Perfect Peach has been racing in good form too.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? So he's barrier number 6. He should get a nice enough run, so he'll definitely get his opportunity.
All right, Keith Young with the ride for Manfred Mann. He comes up in grade Compassion Spirit this week. We move on now, Paul, to our next replay, which is All Beauty. This is a trial at Happy Valley. He's 1-for-1 course and distance. Cheek pieces on again, and he's got a good fresh up record too.
He has. So look, there's a lot of positives around this horse as well. From an inside draw, barrier number 3, I'm going to include him. I thought it was a nice enough trial. He was pushed out a little bit, so that he should come on from this trial.
Look, he was in his form line. He ran 6 to Romantic Warrior. Of course, we know what he came out and did last season, of course. He's had a few issues, some lameness and some reoccurring back pain, which hasn't been ideal, but he's going well, I think, at the moment to run a race fresh.
One of the newcomers on the meeting is Stradale. Zach Purton rides for Jamie Richards. He has had 6 starts before arriving in Hong Kong. Since he's been here, Tommy's had the 3 trials, including this one at the Valley.
Yeah, and he won the trial by a length and a half, and he won a trial at Sha Tin by 2 lengths, and Zach Purton's been on board for them all. Gate speed's been okay, had the trail in one of his trials, and the win on the all-weather was also pretty easy. Won it to Pukekohe Paul, and then was down the track in the size produce.
Yeah, look, his blinkers will be on, cross noseband and a tongue tie on for his debut run. He's 11.01 pounds. He's had the 3 trials as well to get him ready. So, look, he looks quite forward.
Forward enough to sneak in this week, or maybe wait a start or 2?
I'm just going to watch him first time here at Happy Valley. So, although he has trialled well, but no, he didn't quite make it in for me. I'm going to go with Winning Icy. I think he can win again. The horse is in great form at the moment. He's drawn nicely. He should get a really good run. Mr Majestic will need a little bit of luck from his draw, but I think he can get across all right, and both his runs have been good. Street Scream, another one that's on a hat-trick. He's going nicely, and All Beauty with that good fresh up record. 6, 8, 2 and 5.
Yeah, I think Winning Icy can win again as well for Luke Ferraris, and Casper Founds, number 6 on top of Street Scream, who's another one shooting for the hat-trick. All Beauty makes it in first up here, and I will throw in Stradale. Did wear the blinkers overseas, so it shouldn't be anything new to him here. Drawn 11, a little bit sticky for Zach Purton. So 6, 2, 5 and 9.
There it is, the boys' thoughts for race number 10. So we've seen the last 2 races on Racing to Win this week. What about the first 8, Paul? Who's taking your fancy amongst them?
I thought it was a big run from Circuit Spiritanto last start. He was wide all the way and he stayed on nicely there for second. So I think he's a chance. Mega Bonus, another one that was really unlucky last time. He was wide and he fought on. It was a huge run from him, so I don't mind him as well. Kung Fu Master Panda, a last start winner. Over the Moon, up and trip, coming to Happy Valley, I think it's a positive for him. Pretty Queen Prawn from the inside draw. I like High Cloud. He's a horse who should be at decent odds and he's been downgraded. Above's come to the right distance here, 2,200 metres. He's a multiple winner over that trip. Massive action, 1650 from the front. I think will suit this horse as well, and we've talked about the last two.
And you can see a breakdown of all of those races on the website hkjc.com. Click on audio and video for race by race analysis of the 10 races. Paul, who's the best?
I'm going to go with Pretty Queen Prawn, just drawn ideally in barrier 1. Tough run last time from barrier 10. Should get a perfect run from the inside draw. I think Douglas White's got this horse going pretty well, and when he did win his race, it was from an inside draw. And I'm going to go with a Douglas double here. I thought High Cloud could win, coming down in grade. He's only had the 3 starts and he's trialled nicely at Happy Valley. So race 6, number 1, High Cloud. We'll do the play later on. One of the races we've covered, race 9, with Grateful Heart rewarding together an astrologer, QQP.
Best for me comes up in an early race. Race 2, number 5, mega bonus for Ricky Yu, and Zach Purton should get every chance this time round from barrier number 2. He is a one-time winner from his 14 starts. Chirin Warrior stepping to 1650 for the first time, was running on last start, drawn 11. Richard Gibson and Ruin Mai. He's having his 11th start, and the play in that last race, Street Scream, All Beauty and Winning Icy, 2, 5 and 6.
Go with Zach Purton as well, race 6, number 7, Shining Fortune. He's drawn a gate, barrier 2. He's had 12 starts, still a maiden, but he's had to contend with some really wide draws in that 12-start career. Sure, when Jerry Chow had a bit of a tumble at the trials on Friday morning, all harmless, he was okay, he rode in the trial after. Sure Win-Win's well rated off the inside gate in the first in Class 5. And the play, race 6, 2 Jumbo Legend, up in weight, but a slashing win last time. Gang of Brothers unlucky last time, and Shining Fortune should get a better run, so 2, 3, 7 as the play. That has just about been racing to win for Happy Valley on Sunday, and then we're back there on Wednesday night too, Tom.
We are. They'll shift the rail out to 3 metres. It's the C+3 course. We've got Class 3, Class 4 and Class 5 action.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Heroic Master go round again. I thought he was really unlucky on debut. This will be his 2nd start.
And of course they've reseeded the turf at Happy Valley. We're onto the winter grass now.
Yep, they are. The track starting to green up, and same said for Sharton. They've done the work there too.
That has been racing to win for Happy Valley on Sunday. A reminder, an earlier start, 12:45 with a Japanese simulcast, but from the Racing to Win team, bye-bye.